Okay, so we have a replay from MarkC and Sonaris. Oh, Frost against Frost. Or Frost Mage against Master Archer. And Sonaris is playing Pure Frost. And MarkC is playing Stonekin, I think. I mean, this matchup. Maybe if the matchup is interesting, we can also put it on YouTube. Getting some free content. If it's a cool one. Well, so far, so good. Nothing special. So MarkC, you're actually 10 points less invested. I mean, doesn't make much difference, but just saying. And if I remember, in your deck, there is no Frost Mages, right? So you need to defend without having access to Frost Mages. Okay. All of them are still alive. Oh, still alive. So no, they can still okay, and they're down. And this one is getting low, and he's out of... He's not close to anything. Okay, but backs up, because they're both back. And you both go tier 2. So tier 1 was kind of anticlimactic. You invested more or less the same amount of power, you a bit less. Same amount of wells. I don't know, I think I would maybe kill off the Frost Mages if I were Sonaris, because I feel like... I mean, they're binding power now, and I don't think they do anything. I mean, in the tier 2 battle against Stonekin, what do Frost Mages do? So yeah, I don't know. Maybe from this one I would keep the Ice Guardian in case the Frost Mages attack with something, but as Sonaris I would maybe kill the Frost Mages. I'm not sure. So, we have 3 wells and the breeding ground. Versus 1, 2, 3, 4 wells. That's actually interesting on that map because there are not so many power wells anymore to take. Like, both people have access to tier 3. But like well-wise, there is not much left. Okay. What is this guy doing? I'm not sure. Okay, oink to pick some units off. Guy's just chilling. Oh! That would have justified it. If you killed it off, that would have justified it. Yes! Oh, it was worth it. It was worth it. And here we have the ice shield. What is it? I think for 80. The Ice Guardian hero. This one survives, both of them survive, very nice. It's always like super micro intense to... Oh, and another power well. Wow. So now we are power well equal. And the breeding ground. So should be at an advantage soon. Are the power... Oh yeah. Sonaris has 150. Is there a tier 3 in the Stonekin deck? I guess that's also a big question. Because power levels are already... I mean, with that many wells, it's very... How to say, very soon that it's possible to go tier 3, right? Like, it's almost impossible for Stonekin to apply enough pressure to prevent tier 3. Because of, yeah, ice shields and keeping the wells alive, so I feel like Sonaris can pretty much go tier 3 whenever. Also interesting because I usually play in this matchup as Stonekin Stone Tempest much more. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted to say, like, if I would play as Stonekin, I would use that one already, because those Storm Singers, they're just asking for getting bounced around like this. It's like so juicy. Oh, that's like real damage dealt. Sonaris is down. And even the War Eagle, like, can't do much against Stone Tempest plus Storm Singer. Maybe some... Oh! And even a counter for the War Eagle. So this one is toast. So this fight you should win. Oh! Dodged. Or not dodged, like barely evaded the Sonic Scream. Sorry, not evaded, like he couldn't cast it in time, like it was super close. I'm still missing the archers and the healer. I'm bad with the names of the cards, but I'm missing some perma heal here. And also the poison. But yeah, people also told me that I'm using the heal dude much too frequently. And you seem to invest more into units, and I guess you go later for heal. But I don't know, like, I feel like if you stall out that long... Crystal Fiend, yes, that's the unit. Exactly. I played much earlier. Because if you stall out that long, you gave him now the chance to go tier 3, right? Like, you had the overwhelming army, and 2 War Eagles don't do enough. So you could have, I don't know, kept the Stone Tempest, I feel, closer. I mean, I don't know. Just one fought. And now the tier 3 hits. Oh yeah, now it's indestructible. I had also one game against Sonaris where he went tier 3. And I had like a big army like this attacking the monument. And I couldn't get it down, basically. Like, it was impossible for me to get it down. And I think in such a case, you're binding so much power here that it gives him a chance to, I don't know, get Silverlint Lancers off, run somewhere, put a Tremor and do that 3 times. So I think like what's maybe better is to spawn 1-2 burrows and let them run to other spots, so that it spreads him more thin. Because you don't get through shield building. Like, I don't know what type of Stonekin army you need, but you don't get through this. Even though it looks like it's almost dropping, like you don't get through this. So I feel like if you attack some other spots, you're able to kick like at least a well or 2. Like 1 burrow or 2 burrows up there, 1 down, something like this. Because for him it's like super power efficient to defend it, basically. And I'm only saying that because I had a Stonekin game against Sonaris where he played Pure Frost, and I made the mistake of, you know, going full force at his monument. I even supported it with towers, and I still couldn't get it down. But okay, so far so good. He's still not stabilizing. Like, he never gets enough power still to actually be able to spawn some tremors, so I'm kind of dreading the moment where he stabilizes and then tremors come. And then it's gonna get rough. But yeah, pretty interesting so far. And there is no Crystal Fiend, right? I'm surprised. I never have a big army like this without Crystal Fiend. But yeah. Ah, there we go. Don't run Crystal Fiend. I should, though it's broken. I don't run Mountaineer because I think it's broken. I don't like playing Mountaineer myself, so I took it out even though it's a good card. So yeah, I understand that incentive. And Crystal Fiend is also really good. But yeah, if you don't feel like playing it, yeah. Also the same like oh, the breeding grounds are gone. Wait, when did that happen? I didn't even realize. Did they get destroyed or were they sacrificed? Destroyed it. Why? Wasn't using it anymore. Ah, because they're too far behind from the fight and you need to be in the battle faster. Interesting. It's very interesting because that was like, was thinking that gave you a lot of power advantage. Oh, I wanted to say it always so close, but this now you got it actually. Okay, so we're back to tier 2. But since it's a random map, he can just go tier 3 on a different spot also. And he does exactly that. Yeah, that's I guess sometimes maybe not downside, but interesting with those random maps, because very often you don't have the luxury of having like 4 different positions. But here on the random map, yeah, the luxury was there and you can just rebuild it. And on many other maps, you would never get tier 3 because you only have 3 spots and it would be GG. So yeah. I very often struggle like adapting fast to the random maps because it takes a lot of thinking while you're playing. You know, like to understand what the map layout does to you. So I for sure would have not thought of this when playing the game. Like when you watch the replay and you see it unfold, it's obvious, sure. But when you play, not so much. Would also be interesting to see the card counts, like if there is some plugin for that. Because very often in this matchup, what happens to me is that I run out of heals. And then the Stone Tempest is down in seconds. I mean, you have a lot of heal charges. I don't know how much exactly, maybe 20 or something. I don't know even. But you have a lot of heal charges. But in those drawn out battles where you're relying on the heal, you run out at some point and then it's brutal. But yeah, I don't know now in the replay. I wasn't keeping count of the heals. Yeah, and now we see the tremors probably, right? If he has the energy. Yes, tremor. And now, oof. Now it will be tough to defend. And even if those power wells they go down, that's a very good counter, I think, by Sonaris. Because he couldn't hold this position. But they kick in so hard with the ability. Let's see. Oh. Boom. Yeah. And now you have the problem. And now you have the problem that you cannot defend. Yes. 2 attack positions and you couldn't defend. And this is what I meant, like, what you could have maybe done instead of focusing on the tier 3. Because that's one of the main weaknesses, right? You cannot defend with spells multiple positions nicely. Okay. What's happening? Oh, here. The tier 2. Savage. Wow. And that's a big boy army. 5 Storm Singers. Okay. So how much power? Wow, you're floating in power. Okay. So if you can keep up with the micro in all the positions, you should be in a good advantage. Very nice counter. Aggressor versus Tremors. Like, can't do anything. Yeah, this... That's so funny, like, yeah, you just get overwhelmed by micro, like, you have to play on 5 positions, I can't even, you know, follow it with the camera, like, how are the players supposed to play on so many positions simultaneously? But yeah, that's a big-ass army. And that's a big ass army. But you don't have 1, 2, 3 power wells versus 4. Hey, Toggy, how you doing? Oh, and does it go down again? No, it's defended. Okay. Okay. So now cleanup time? I think that's it, right? Let's see the power levels. Yeah, Sonaris doesn't have any power anymore, so that's GG. Whoa, that got pretty intense. Like, this tier 3 defense, like it was going on forever. It was like 5 minutes trying to crush through that orb, and at some point it barely worked out. Really cool. And then the comeback with the counter push with the tremors. Very nice. That's like, I mean, like when watching it in the replay, you don't realize this so much, but when you're in that game and you like need to jump between 4 or 5 different positions, and you know, like look at the tremor there, root here, heal there, is like complete madness in those games. Like, I don't know, I always hear like the Stonekin matchups are boring, but actually it's like micro madness. Micro madness. Very nice. I think I'll just make that into a YouTube video. Because why not? Actually, really cool game. Thanks for sharing it.